This is my Ja Rule CD collection. I already have them all out. I'm just gonna go one by one, talk about them a little bit. Venni, Vecci is Ja Rule's first CD, and that's his best best CD lyrically. His second CD, R.U.L.E 336. Kind of continues, the beginning of it kind of continues with how the way Venni Vecci is, and then it goes into more I guess pop rap, or him singing with girls with Lil Mo, like Put It On Me and I Cry. So it's kind of like a second CD is kind of like a bridge between the first CD, which is best lyrically, and his third CD, Pain Is Love, which was his biggest CD and his most known CD. I think R.U.L.E 336 kind of is the perfect in the middle between the two. It was a pretty big CD. I think it sold, the first one sold, went platinum, 1 million albums. Second one's 3 million albums, I think. And Pain Is Love sold 3 million albums, but Pain Is Love is his most known. Anybody that likes Ja Rule pretty much likes him because of Pain Is Love. And Ashanti, his songs with Ashanti. It was the first time Ashanti was worked with Ja Rule. Always on Time was their first biggest song. And Always on Time, Down Ass Bitch, R.U.L.E remix with Jennifer Lopez, and Living It Up all came from Pain Is Love. And I think this is an alternate cover for Pain Is Love. I actually like the other cover better. I think it's more like, it's basically just him, and you can see the Pain Is Love tattoo. It's basically just that, but up close you can see the Pain Is Love tattoo. That's the other cover. I actually like that one better than this cover. Well, this is the one I ended up with. But so Pain Is Love that's when I became a super Ja Rule fan. The first one, his first CD, my friend had it, and I knew Holla Holla, but that was really it. I didn't really listen to him. I didn't really listen to it much. And the second one, I remember a couple songs from the second one. I'm not sure if I had it or not, but once Pain Is Love came out, that's when I became a huge Ja Rule fan. I went back and got the first two, and then followed him ever since then, because every song on Pain Is Love is a great song. Pain Is Love is one of the best rap CDs ever made. So, and then his next CD, Last Temptation, wasn't as good as Pain Is Love. It kind of, I don't know, it kind of misled me, I think, from the album cover and songs like The Last Temptation. I was expecting it to be like some kind of deep, like spiritual or religious something, like some songs off Machiavelli or whatever, but it was just, Last Temptation was just a dance song. And it's still a good CD. I still like pretty much all the songs on it, but it's just like Murder Me. I thought it was gonna be like a like a hardcore song or whatever, but it was just like a love song, even though that's one of my favorite songs on the CD, Murder Me. But I don't know, it just misled me, I guess. But I still like it, and I still like pretty much every song on it. But compared to, and Ashanti's on it, Mesmerized, but compared to Pain Is Love, it's just not that good. Then, and he was already beefing with 50 Cent and DMX, and at least one song on here, and I didn't even notice until later. My one friend pointed it out, so I didn't really know that beef was going on until later, after this CD came out, Blood in My Eye. And then we knew 50 Cent had already came out, and now the beef, everybody knew the beef was there then. So this whole CD is basically him going at 50 Cent, but by then it was too late, because at first he 50 Cent came out, and Ja Rule's like, I don't know who he is. He's a nobody. Because Ja Rule was, a superstar. 50 Cent was nobody at first, but then 50 Cent became huge. And so by the time Ja Rule came back at 50 Cent, it was too late, and everybody took 50 Cent's side, and it really hurt Ja Rule's career. I mean, 50 Cent says he ruined Ja Rule's career or whatever, but he didn't ruin it, but he did a lot of damage. First CD sold at, 1 million, and it was 3 million, 3 million. I think it was like 2 million for this one, and then this one, Blood in My Eyes, went gold, so it sold like 500,000. So he lost like 2.5 million fans because of 50 Cent, which is bad. I mean, I liked 50 Cent, but I like Ja Rule first. So, and I've stayed followed Ja Rule the whole time. So, even though I listened to 50 Cent too, but most of his fans just turned on him because 50 Cent told them to, and I just thought it was stupid. But so, the only thing about Blood in My Eye was probably, out of all his albums, that was probably his worst one. Not that it's bad. It's not bad, but it's his least. It's his worst out of all of them, only because there's 12 songs for one, and 2 are remixes, so there's really only 10 songs, and there's no Ashanti at all. So because he was trying to make it like a street album or a hardcore album, so there's no Ashanti at all, even though she was still with Murder Inc. Knowing what we know now, that she was going to leave Murder Inc. and Murder Inc. everything was going to happen with that, and Murder Inc. was going to dissolve. It's kind of wasted not having Ashanti on this album when they could have. But I read something that said he was this. I read something that Irv Gotti said Ja Rule was going to release this Blood in My Eye as a mixtape. At the same time, he's going to release a studio album, but I guess that didn't happen, and they released this as a studio album, and it just kind of hurt his career. Although it does have some good songs on it. It has Race Against Time Part 2 and The Crown, which is one of my favorite Ja Rule songs of all the songs, really, and Clapback, which a lot of people liked. But out of all of them, this is probably my least favorite. Then on to the next one. Now he goes back to doing what he knew how to do with Ashanti, and R.U.L.E. This is my favorite Ja Rule CD. Although Pain Is Love was the biggest, and had every song on Pain Is Love is great. I love every song on this CD too. And this CD he couldn't come out of the whole 50 Cent thing. Although he went back to making music that he made before. This CD still only sold gold, so 500,000 copies or something. That's it. It's not even 1 million. So he just couldn't come back. But the album, every single song is great. It's classic on this album, and it's like Pain Is Love, but it's like more grown up, I guess. More emotion, I would say. So this CD, R.U.L.E, is my favorite Ja Rule CD of all his CDs. Even though Pain Is Love, to me, it seems like his biggest, and that seemed like a better time, I guess. But R.U.L.E to me was better. And then his next CD, he didn't have a CD out for years. Then finally, The Mirror, which was his next CD, which was never actually released onto a CD. He released it online only, and I didn't even know when it first came out. I finally found it online. I don't know how long it had already been out by the time I found it, because everything else I had bought new since Pain Is Love. I had bought everything brand new when it first came out, but The Mirror, I don't know, just like it kept getting pushed back, and then finally it was released, but wasn't released on CD anyway, so it was only released online, so you actually had to download it from online. It's the only way to get it, which is why it's on a burnt CD. Then his next CD, Pain Is Love 2, Pill 2, which was released on CD, but I bought it from Amazon, which is why that's on a burnt CD too. So I bought it from Amazon and downloaded it to a CD, which is actually the only CD of his that I don't have bought. I mean, an actual case for, but it's still a song, or still a whole album. And Pill 2 is okay. That he released that before he went to jail for 2 years, and it's okay. It has some good songs on it. Like Spun Web, he talks about, I like when artists talk about the stuff they've been through, in their career, and he talks about some stuff. And there's some good songs on it, like Fame and Black Vodka. But it's not. It's probably I'd say the second least. Blood on My Eye would be my least favorite of us all. I won't say bad because I like them all. Even Blood on My Eye I like, but if there has to be the best, there has to be the worst too. So I say Blood on My Eye is the least, and Pill 2 would be the second least. Mirror to me was, although it wasn't released on an actual CD, the Mirror is a great album, and a lot of people don't even know it exists. A lot of people haven't heard any, unless you're a huge R.U.L.E fan. You probably don't even know the Mirror exists, or haven't heard anything from it. But it is a great CD. It's to me, it's a classic, another classic CD. It's actually my fourth favorite R.U.L.E CD, and it kind of like the first one goes into second. Like the sound of the first kind of goes into second, and the second kind of goes into the third. Like 336 is kind of like a bridge in between the first and the third. The Mirror is kind of like a continuation of R.U.L.E, I think, which is R.U.L.E my favorite R.U.L.E CD. The Mirror seems like it's in that same kind of sound as R.U.L.E. It's like a continuation. And to me, The Mirror is a classic rap CD, another great CD. It's my fourth favorite R.U.L.E CD. And if you haven't heard it, I mean, if you're a huge R.U.L.E fan, you've heard it. But if you're not a huge R.U.L.E fan, you probably never even heard it. And there's a lot of great songs on it that you need to hear. So if you haven't heard it, look it up online, which is the only way to find it. So, Pill 2 was his last CD so far. Came out before he went to jail. 2012, I think. And that's his last CD, his newest so far. Pill 2, Pain is Love 2. R.U.L.E Exodus is his greatest hit CD, which came out in 2005, so it came out a year after R.U.L.E. And I think he was talking about retiring, or this was going to be his last CD. I think that's what I heard at that time. But R.U.L.E Exodus is his greatest hits, which has three new songs on it: Exodus, Me, and then outro. The intro, the outro, and Me, which are good songs. And then the rest, everything else that you've heard, because it's been on everything else, all his other albums. And then Fast and Furious soundtrack, which was produced by Murder Inc. and has R.U.L.E and even R.U.L.E, Ashanti on the CD. So that's a Murder Inc. Album right there, produced by Murder Inc. Then this is early. This is the Murderers, which was probably around the time of his first CD, because I remember my friend had the first CD and this CD, and these are two I didn't listen to until I got to Pain is Love. So after I got to Pain is Love, I went back and listened to everything that was before it, and after I became a super R.U.L.E fan, I went back and listened to everything before. Like I said, I followed everything new as it came out, pretty much, except for the Mirror I was a little behind on. But so this was an early one, but it has a like Vita and Cadillac and Black Child and all them guys, and I'm not sure. I mean, this is an okay CD, but I'm not sure if it had any hits. But Irv Gotti Presents, the Ink. This one had Down For You, which I love that song in video. where they're on a boat. Ashanti's there. Everybody's in that. I think like everybody from Murder Inc. was in that song. Ashanti and Vita and Charlie Baltimore and everybody. And that's a great song and video. Speaking of that, Always on Time from Pain is Love is one of my favorite rap songs and videos of all time. And I mean, I love that song. And that Ja Rule and Ashanti back then. But so that had Down For You. And this one, Irv Gotti Presents Remixes. This had The Pledge, which was Ja Rule, Ashanti, and Nas. The Pledge remix. That was a hit from this one. And this one has Rainy Days 2. I was looking at this. It has Rainy Days 2 on it, or Rainy Days remix on it. And I don't remember that song, but Rainy Days, which is my favorite Ja Rule song, not on a Ja Rule CD. I think it's on Mary J. Blige's CD, because it's Ja Rule and Mary J. Blige. That's my favorite Ja Rule song, not on a Ja Rule CD. And I love that song, Rainy Days. That's one of his best songs of all his songs, and he has a lot of hits, a lot of good songs. Rainy Days is one of his best. And this has Rainy Days remix, which I don't even remember how the remix goes, but that's on here, and The Pledge is on here. And then Ashanti's first CD, which, Happy and all the good ones from Foolish and all that's the one, probably this is her best known one. Ja Rule was in the video for Happy, and the beginning of the song where he says Murder Inc., world's most talented record label. So that's all from this. And then for Ashanti, this is her best known stuff, besides the stuff with Ja Rule. But of her own, first CD is her best known. But to me, she gets better as she goes. The second one is it's even more like grown up, I guess, than the first. Kind of like Pain is Love is great, every song is great. But R.U.L.E. is more like every song is classic, same, but it's more like a grown up, version of it, I guess. And Ashanti every song is great, but now it's like every song is great, but it's like a more grown up, I guess. And then the third CD just seems even more than that. It just keeps getting better and better. For Ashanti's first 3 CDs, which are Murder Inc., then she released this, was just remixes. Collectables by Ashanti, which is just remixes. And this is her stuff from Murder Inc. She had two CDs after Murder Inc. But this is her best stuff, the first 3, and when she's still associated with Ja Rule. Obviously he's on this, and I'm not sure if he's on the second or third one, but like Ja Rule's on this, and he's on this. So yeah, this is Ja Rule's whole collection here. And then these are just the studio CDs, so he has a lot of songs with a lot of other people, and like I have like 4 mix CDs that I downloaded that is just Ja Rule with other artists, and these are songs that aren't on any of these CDs. So he has a lot of stuff, plus all the unreleased stuff that he's releasing on SoundCloud and stuff. The reason I'm making this video right now is because Follow the Rules, his TV show's on MTV right now, and he retweeted me once. He retweeted me on Twitter once, and he answered 2 questions. He was doing Q&A for Follow the Rules, and he answered 2 of my questions. I asked him who his favorite actor is, and he said Leonardo DiCaprio. And I asked him what it takes for an artist to make hit after hit after hit like he did, and he said passion. Which Passion is a song on the name of a song on the CD, the very last one, where he talks about his kids. He names his kids. So I've known his kids' names since 2004, Brittany, Jeffrey, and Jordan. And the show, Follow the Rules, is about his family, his kids, his wife, his kids, even his parent, his mom and his wife's mom. But Brittany, I actually knew even her name before that because Daddy's Little Girl is a song off his very first album. And the video, Brittany as a kid is in, in the video, and she's only like 6 years old or something, and now she's like 20. Now I think she just turned 20. So yeah, so Follow the Rules is on MTV right now, and he has a lot of new stuff coming out. He was in jail for 2 years. Now that he's out, he's a lot of stuff coming out. He has a new shoe line out right now. His TV show's on right now, which I love his TV show. I love Follow the Rules, and I'm gonna buy that on DVD when it comes out too, to add to my Ja Rule movie collection. But Follow the Rules is on right now every Monday, so I'm watching that as it airs. And then he has a new CD coming out, which will probably be next year, and he's supposed to have EP with Ashanti, so it's supposed to be like 7 songs. So, and they haven't worked together since 2004. 2004 is the last time they worked together, I think. I mean, it's the last time they've had a song together, and that was wonderful, with one of my favorite songs too, with R.U.L.E. R.U.L.E, who was my favorite R&B singer. Ashanti was my favorite girl R&B singer at that time. Ja Rule, one of my favorite rappers. And now I love that song. I loved Wonderful off this CD. That was one of my favorite songs on that CD. So they haven't actually done a song since 2004, I think. It's been a while anyway. And they just toured Ja Rule and Ashanti just toured in Australia, and they're supposed to be touring in America, and supposed to be doing an EP, which is going to be all like 7 new songs or something like that, or 6 new songs or whatever. So that, a lot of stuff coming out from Ja Rule, and he said he's filming a new movie in January. Not sure what it is, but I mean, a lot of stuff. And Ja Rule is in my top 10 favorite rappers of all time. Yeah, I've loved Ja Rule since Pain is Love, 2001. I've been a super Ja Rule fan since 2001. Pain is Love. And he's one of my top 10 rappers of all time. And he's really cool too on Twitter. He's so cool. Like, I follow his Twitter because he's awesome. And so my favorite Ja Rule CDs are R.U.L.E, Pain is Love, Venni, Vecci, and The Mirror. And those are my 4 favorite of his. And I'd go as far as to say those are 4 of the best rap CDs of all time are R.U.L.E, Pain is Love, Venni, Vecci, and The Mirror. If I only had to pick 3, I'd probably say Pain is Love, R.U.L.E, and Venni, Vecci, but I definitely put The Mirror in there too, because The Mirror is not only a great CD, but it's a great CD that a lot of people haven't even heard. A lot of, people that aren't huge Ja Rule fans haven't even heard it, and Ja Rule's fans who turned on him, they listened to his first 3 CDs. As soon as 50 Cent came out and said, "Don't listen to Ja Rule because he raps for girls," or whatever, people stopped listening to Ja Rule. You know what I mean? So they missed all this good stuff, and now every time somebody says something about Ja Rule, they just say Ja Rule sucks or whatever, without hearing any of it. So, you know what I mean? They missed all this great music that he released after, 50 Cent. So, that's their loss, because there's a lot of good music here. And even Pill 2 is a great CD. You know what I mean? Even Blood in My Eyes is a great CD. The Crown is a great song. Race Against Time Part 2 is a great song. So, but anybody who missed, any fan who turned on him after Pain is Love, and even Last Temptation, which is a good CD, but they missed R.U.L.E, which is his best CD, so that's their loss. But, so this is my Ja Rule CD collection, and obviously, like I said, I buy everything he does, so his next CD comes out or whatever. And now I'm gonna film my Ja Rule movie collection. And like this, I have all Ja Rule CDs, but for his movies, I think I'm missing like 5. I think I have 10 of his movies. I think he has 15 movies out, and I have 10, so I'm missing about 5 movies. But I'll have to get them eventually, but so this is my Ja Rule CD collection.